21 Ford Bronco. I was convinced to buy it to trade in my 4Runner for the new Bronco, so that's what I did.
2022 Ford Bronco. Bronco in my family, there's been some history with it. My grandpa had one, had a 79, I remember it as a kid. So whenever the Bronco came out, I was always a truck guy and I never had anything really else except for a Mustang one time, but I always drove trucks, so I figured try to get in an SUV. There was a lot of hype around it, so now both my wife and I have one, and I also found the 79 that my grandpa had and own that as well. So.
Bronco. Love the drive, it's comfortable. I live in the city, so they don't plow the streets, so I'll never be stuck in the snow. Does really well.
Usually I'm driving a Alfa Romeo Giulia, so they're four-door sedan. So I just fell in love with the brand when I was selling them. Lou Fuse used to have Alfa as one of the brands in the network, so I worked there and hadn't really heard much about the cars till I started, selling them, and I'm going, these are just really cool, different from, pretty much everything else out there on the road, and, handle nice, so they just really appealed to me and kept selling them until I could buy one.
So my commuter car is a 2014 Jetta GLI, but then at home I've got a 21 Explorer ST. So the Jetta I got because we no longer had demos and I just needed a quick little commuter car to get back and forth to work. It gets like 30 miles a gallon and it looks sweet.
And the ST?
The Explorer ST I leased for my wife, and it's got third rows and a turbo V6. So it's got the performance that I want, but it's got the space that we need.
I drive a 2007 Honda Accord with 260,000 miles because it was free. I put $400 in it, and it is it's a great car. It'll get me from A to B, and it's easy to fix.
So I currently drive a 2018 Ford Focus. It's the SEL trim. It kind of has like a sunset orange color, also known as chili pepper red. I think it's orange though. This is actually my second Ford Focus. My first car was a 2017. Love both of them and plan to drive it for as long as I can. They're just kind of comfy family cars, but also sporty. So not quite like the Ford Fusion, It's a little more kind of just grounded. I like to go on long drives, so that's nice.
I have a 2009 Chevy Malibu because it's transportation.
Kia Optima.
Why?
Car.
It's a vehicle. Love it. Cool.
2022 Ford Maverick. A reliable vehicle, I guess. Well, I mean, it's new, and I wanted warranties, and I don't know. I like it. It's a truck. It's a truck too. Yeah.
Currently drive the greatest car ever made, the 2013 Ford Flex. Size-wise, it's perfect. I'm about 6.5 foot tall, not the thinnest person around, and I've still got 4 or 5 inches of headroom to spare. It's kind of the perfect car. I like wagons a lot, but it's big enough to where it's not a low-slung wagon. It's kind of the perfect all-around vehicle.
What would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life?
I don't know. I mean, we've talked about this a lot and I never really thought about it much.
I would probably dial it back. I know everybody wants to drive like the most expensive everything out there, and I don't know, I've driven these Alphas for the last 4 or 5 years and kind of gotten that out of my system. I'd probably dial it back, and my wife has an 18 Wrangler, and I would probably, we've talked about just having 2 Wranglers, the one she has, and maybe, lease a newer one that's a hybrid and just have 2 Wranglers in the family.
Other than the 1990 brown Ford Probe, probably just a really nice like F350 Platinum would be nice.
Cost no option. The dream car is an Audi RS6 Avant. It's the Audi all-wheel drive station wagon. I think my kind of starting price build was like $137 on their build and price tool. So money no option, that'd be where I'd go.
Money is no object. I want a 1990 Supra with a 2JZ in it. That's what I want.
Dream car for me would definitely be a GT500. Deep red, black matte racing stripes.
A Cybertruck, freaking cool. And it's like, it can tow the most out of any other pickup truck.
Well, I do have this coming in a full-size version. But I think any vehicle, any price, money's no object. 1972 Ford Country Squire station wagon with the wood paneling down the side. Vinyl seats and no air conditioning.
Sheesh. Money's no object.
Probably a Range Rover.
A B&W M3. I'd love to drive a B&W again. I had a B&W for my Bronco. I love my Bronco, but I'd like to get a B&W again.
If money was no object, I'm not a big car person, but I really would like a bigger SUV like a Yukon, a Tahoe, or an Expedition. Like that's my dreams, to have a bigger car like that.
If I could get like an old school, like original GT500, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be something that I'd want to have. I don't know, big guy, little sports cars don't fit me that well, so like a lot of these like Lamborghinis and stuff like that, it's not for me. But yeah, I'd say I'd probably pick something like that. Or actually, I would definitely own a DeLorean if I could.